Now we are here in the kitchen with Chef David. We're getting ready for our holiday brunch. What are you going to make?
Well, we're going to do a little brunch type of quiche with comté and a little bit of cream and onions. It's going to be great, lovely, perfect for a good cold breakfast morning.
All right, and I don't know what comté is. What is that?
So comté is a cheese that comes from the mountain de Vosges in France. It's like cow's milk, and it comes from the region called Franche-Comté. And it's aged in cave for about 16 months, so it's got a great nutty flavor.
Oh, nice. All right, well, let's get started.
Awesome. To be honest, this is a recipe that my grandmother used to do for me when I was a kid, except the region where I'm from in Alsace, you know, we wouldn't use comté, we'll use a gruyere or something like that.
All right.
But I like comté more because when it melts, when it cooks, it doesn't lose so much fat.
Okay, all right. And yeah, with gruyere, there's that challenge of trying to keep it
Correct.
creamy.
So very simple, you know, we're gonna rough slice some onions, you know. Get a good knife, sharp, you know, preferably kind of a thicker edge, you know. We don't want the onions to be too thin because we want that texture and that flavor in there. So what we do, a little bit of butter, you know, you don't want to have your pan too hot in the beginning because otherwise the butter is gonna burn.
Right.
Put the onions in there.
Medium heat and let them do their thing.
Right, let them, you know, cook down slowly.
And they become so sweet and delicious.
Right. So a little bit of freshly ground pepper, not too much. We're not gonna put much seasoning in the beginning because we're gonna cook it down, and we don't want the result to be over salty because we're gonna salt out the quiche batter at the end to get that perfect seasoning. So I got some fresh thyme, just to touch, you know, a few leaves here and there. Brings a great aromatic, you know. Thyme goes with really everything. You can't get wrong with that. So here we let the magic and the nature do its job, and we let that go for a little while.
All right. And so we're not making just one quiche. We're making individual quiches.
We're making individual quiches. I just thought it's nice, you know, you make everybody gets his little portion. I decided to go with a puff pastry.
Okay.
For two reasons. Number one reason, you know, you're a little lazy, it's the holiday, right? But the main reason is you get that croissant feel, you know, that flakiness, that butteriness.
And it feels special.
It is special, it's buttery, it smells great. You take something a little bigger, then you actually mold itself. Go around. See, fairly easy.
Yeah.
What we do, you don't need to butter it. You don't need to do anything. If you have a non-stick tin, all you do, you put it in there because it's so rich in butter already. It's a little bit floured.
It's not going to stick to anything.
It's not going to stick to anything. Don't be worried about going above the edge of your mold because you want that, and it's gonna shrink a little bit while it's cooking, you know. So let's fill up the rest of the molds.
All right.
So we're gonna put this in the refrigerator and just put it on the side until we're ready with the rest.
All right.
Now the onions are ready. See, we got that nice shiny kind of color, a little bit brown, not too much, you know?
Yeah.
And they're nice and soft and tender, and so I think we're ready for the next step, and we'll finish up the batter.
All right.
A little bit of cream, and the idea of the cream is I want to cool down a little bit the onions. You know, the cheese is going to do all the work and put things together. So we have the beautiful shredded comté. So people ask me how much cheese, you know, how much you want. You know, that's my answer. The
let's do a lot.
Let's do a lot. The more is the better, you know. So we see the cheese is gonna melt a little bit. So here we're gonna put a little bit of nutmeg, just a touch, because I think, you know, that goes very well when you do a quiche. And Comte cheese is a cheese that is a little bit salted already by itself, so you want to be very careful about that.
Okay, it would be easy to go too far with the
Right.
salt.
So you know when you do your regular quiche mix, the mix is always very liquid, right? Here it is not going to be liquid. It is going to be a kind of like nearly like a soft cookie dough
Okay.
texture. And just a little bit of whole eggs. 1, 2, 3 eggs. That's it.
All right.
And for freshness, what I do, I like to put in mine a little bit of spring onions.
Okay.
So it brings that crispiness, and it also brings a little bit, you know, a different texture and different color
Right.
about the onions. Voila, our batter is ready. So we ready in our full, so we can put them in the oven. I will
Okay.
say about 375 degrees for about 20-25 minutes.
Perfect.
Voila.
This would make a stir at any holiday brunch,
Right.
I think.
Let's try it. Look at how cheesy it is
Oh,
in
yeah.
the middle.
And it's so often with quiches, you find that the whatever you put in sinks or floats,
Sinks and
but
is
the
perfectly even.
solution is perfect
There you go.
because it's so thick that
Right.
holds it together. Wonderful.
Bon appétit.
Yes.
Enjoy Noel.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.